Hello all. Hope the previous video helped you in understanding the representation of the sparse matrices. And in this video, we'll try to explore an essential code for finding out the row total if a sparse matrix is given to you. Okay. So first, let me go with that before getting into the details of this code. So let me go with this small small matrix here. So I'll use a 3 cross 3 matrix. So this is a sparse matrix in which you have 3 non-zero elements, right? So this is the original matrix. From the original matrix, I understand my row size equal to 3 and my column size equal to. So this is observed from the original matrix. Okay. And now we'll change that into our sparse matrix technique. Okay. So sparse matrix, I'll name it as SPmat. So now for each and every value, we find a triplet. So number 1 is located here. In which row? 0th row, and which column? Second column. So 0th row, second column, value is 1. And coming to this one, so let me change the value as 3. So coming to this 3, this is located in first row, 0th column, and the value is 3. And coming to the non-zero element, this one, this is located in first row, second column, and the value is 5. That's all. So this is the sparse matrix version of this original matrix. Clear? Now you are only given this sparse matrix version now, and they asked you to find the row total if it was original. It is not that adding this row. The answer should be like this. In original matrix, if you add the row, you will get 1 for the this row, 8 for this one, and 0 for this one. This is the answer that you should get for this sparse matrix. So how do you perform? So first I have to just go here. This represents row, right? Where this represents row, right? So I'll be checking how many entries are there in 0. If there are entries in 0 here, I'll check all these values here. I'll first make a check of the first row. So first row, what is the row number? It is actually 0, right? For the first row, the row number will be 0. So I'll be checking how many elements are there? 0. If there is an element of 0, I'll be adding it. So I find an element of 0 here, so I'll be adding it. And then I'll be coming to this. I don't find 0, I don't find 0. So row 0 total is 1. Then again I start with the same thing with the second row. That is row number. What is the row number for the second row? It is 1. So I will be checking this entry for 1. So I will come to this 0. This is not equal to 1. So I will come to here. This is 1. So I will take the value of 3. And coming to the next entry, again 1. So I will add the value of 3. So I will be having 8. Then that's all here. So I will be having row 1 total as 8. Then row 2, last row. So row 2, again I will be scanning this one. I am finding whether there are any 2. None of it's 2. So I am just displaying row total. This is how the sparse matrix should be scanned again and again to find the row total. So this code will simulate that. Why you don't want this, right? So this is for the original row size, original matrix row size. So how many row total that you want? So in the original matrix we have 3 rows. So for 3 rows I want a row total. Okay. Then I am checking each non-zero element. And initially I am making it as 0 because for each and every row I have to start the count afresh. Okay, so I am performing a row sum equal to 0 here. Then I am counting all my non-zero element and checking only the 0th row. Whether this equal to the current row, then that value must be added. We already know 0th row contains row and second row contains value. So if my row is equal here, then I add the value to the rows. If it is not equal, I need not add. And after scanning all the elements, I have to just put the row sum. So initially, row 0 would be printed with the row sum of 1. And row 1 will be printed with a row sum of 8. And row 2 would be printed with a row sum. The output would be like this. Sum of 0, 1. So this is how it is performed. Now it's for you to change this code to find the column total. A minor change is essential. Perform the column total. Okay, change this code to perform the column total. And for those to know one another technique for doing this row total, because it has to, in this method, we have to scan this first one again and again. First 0, we have to look for zeros in all the entries. Then we have to look for 1 in all the entries, 2 in all the entries. So there is a redundant operation. So can we reduce the operation? So if you are interested, you can move ahead with me. Otherwise, you can start working with the column total. This is another method that we will be using. Just I am copying down this 0, 1, 1. And 1, 3, 5. This is the sparse matrix that I use. But in the original matrix, we have a 3 cross 3 matrix with 3 row totals. One is 1, 8 and 0. So we'll check whether we will get by this method. So what does this method will do is, it starts with the current row of 0. So very first row is, we know that it is 0. So first it will check the first entry. Whether it is 0, then it will add the value to the already existing sum. Otherwise, it has a new value, then it resets all the values. A simple thing. For example, initially the row sum would be 0. Okay, and your current row would be 0. So I'll write 0 and 0. Okay, so now my scanning start with all the non-zero values. So only, see, in the previous we had 2 for loop, but in this we have only 1 for loop, so minimizing the time. So I am just scanning the first non-zero element and I am just looking at this one. If it is equal to the current row, yes, it is equal. So I am adding my value to the row sum. So already my row sum is 0 here. Now I am adding this 1 here. So now my row sum becomes 1. Okay. Now it goes to the next for loop. I go to the next non-zero element, that is this triplet. I finished off this triplet and now coming to the next triplet. Now I am checking this column. Whether this is equal to the current row. But the value here is 1. But my value here is 0. So it indicates that 0th row has finished. You have started with the first row. Hence, I'll come to this else part. It is not equal. So I'll come to the else part and now display this row sum. So I'll display this row sum of 0 equal to 1. So first row's sum is printed. Now I have to do some resets. Now I'm setting current row as 1. Just now we have seen current row as 1. So I'm just resetting it as 1. Then I'm making this row sum into the value I find currently. So now instead of 1, the value will be replaced with this 3. Then it goes to the next entry. So next entry is this one. It checks for the row number. So row number is similar to what we have in the current row, saying that that row is elements are there in the same row, so you need to put a total. So it is equal to the current row. Hence I have to add that value to the source. 5. Now it is added to the existing value. It is 8. Okay. If I have one more thing like this, 2, 6 here. Now again it will go here. Look into this row. Here it is 1, but here the row number is 2. Hence, this row would be printed. Row 1 is 8 and this current row is replaced with 2 and this is replaced with the 6. Because one row has been ended. Only if it is same row I should be adding. See? Only if it is equal I should be adding. Otherwise I have to reset it. Right? And at the end I have to again I have to write for the last row sum, count, and what do you have as source. So this is how you can perform with minimized operations the row count of the sparse matrix. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget that you need to find the column total with this method. Thank you all.